Hi everyone, and welcome to Tana Tarot. This is Cindy, and today we are going to do a reading entitled All About Your Future Spouse, or maybe I'll call it Who Are You Going to Marry? I'm not sure yet. But what I have done today is given you a little sneak peek. Usually I just kind of use the cards turned over for visual effect, but I have pulled the cards for the three groups, and I'm giving you a little sneak peek. So whether you know about attributes of these animals or reptiles, or I don't know what the heck a scorpion is. I think it's a bug. But anyway, whether you know the attributes of these or not, please just kind of instinctively look at all three of these and choose the group or the groups that you resonate with. So we have group number 1, which is the deer. Group number 2, which is the scorpion. Could be a Scorpio, that could be a clue. And group number 3, that is the lizard. So I'm going to give you a few moments here to think about it, cogitate upon it, make up your mind. And then I will have the timestamps below in the description box, and you can go ahead and go straight to your group. Hi everyone, this is Cindy. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Tana Tarot. So this is group 1 for the reading, Who Will I Marry? So we are going to go ahead and start. This is the group that had the deer. And so we're going to talk about, we're going to try and describe both people. One, so that you can perhaps recognize yourself in the equation, and that might help you to determine which group is yours. 2, we want to describe the person that you will marry so that you'll know. You'll either recognize this person from someone you know, or you will recognize them when you meet. So we're going to do that. Some of the energies will talk about the dynamic not only of the people but of the relationship, and hopefully we'll get some insight and some guidance on not only how things are but what you can do to make it better if possible or if necessary. And then we will pull some tarot to get some additional energies, advice, guidance, insight, and then at the end we'll go ahead and pull a love relationship card for kind of like the final overall energy and see what it says. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start in the middle here, which is the common energies. And so I see that we have, with our chakra card, we have the spiritual awakening. Now that is the 29 card, and of course 29 reduces to 11, and so that is a very spiritual number. It can be called a twin flame or soulmate number. So think about that. Whatever you believe in, but 11, 11, 11. It's a good, definitely a good number. And spiritual awakening. This is about opening your crown chakra. It's about being open to a different, more 5D way of life. It's about, and if I wanted to relate it to a relationship, I would say letting go or finding a way to not be so affected by the daily ins and outs and ups and downs, to try and kind of find a way to be more in touch with your higher self, more in touch with the universe or spirit, and then more in touch with your partner. And again, this is when I say you, it's either you with them with you, or both of you. Try and find a way to be in more to be more in touch with your partner on a higher level, to let go of, the pettiness, to, even though, it's the crown chakra, to come from that higher place and to come from love. And so this is the overall energy of the relationship that I get. And so it is, to me, either in describing the relationship, perhaps there is an effort being made by both of you or one of you already to, evolve and bring the relationship up to a more higher 5D level. Or perhaps this is advice as to what you, they, or both of you can or should do in order to bring the relationship, to a higher level, to a better place for both of you. And so we'll talk about that more, but that's just kind of an overview. And then so the shadow. It was interesting that we got this card because it's such a dichotomy. Here we have the ultimate, spiritual awakening, the crown chakra light, and then we have underneath that we have the shadow. And so in this deck, the shadow means in denial, having a hard time separating or maybe even identifying from your dark side. Again, this could be both of you, or the relationship. Take it as you will. And so what the shadow card means, or what the shadow card tells us, is that there needs to be some shadow work, some inner work done by, again, you, them, or both of you, for this relationship to blossom, and for you guys to even want to, or to be in a headspace of wanting to get married. So this shows me that there's some work to do. And you know what? I don't think I've ever met a couple that just met and got married and everything was hunky-dory and they never had any issues and both people were perfect and they just held hands and skipped tra-la-la-la-la down the path into the sunset, and people were throwing money and flowers at them, and they went to their perfect beautiful house and had perfect beautiful children. To me, things just don't. There's some people that seem to have pretty good lives, but I'll tell you what, there's more work done in the background, I think, than we recognize. And so this is saying that work needs to be done, and it's helping us to identify the work that does need to be done in order for this relationship to not only happen, but to flourish and to be the best relationship that it can be. So spiritual awakening, and then there is definitely a need to work on the shadow side. And there's more than just working on doing inner work, shadow work. There's also what I'm feeling is a message that I'm getting is to accept certain areas of you, like what I just said, skipping off into the sunset. That's the only acceptable scenario, or being perfect is the only, this can't work unless you're perfect. I have a feeling maybe one of you has this feeling like, I need to work on this, I need to work on that, this is wrong, I'm not doing that right, I don't have enough money yet, I don't have that job that I wanted to have, I need to have, not only ABC, but A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P ready before I can have this relationship. And what the shadow card is telling you is it's okay. We're all made, it takes, dark and light, good and bad, yin and yang. If you have some horrific habits or some things that are not going to be acceptable, or definitely not going to help the relationship to flourish, or your personal development and growth, sure, work on those. That's not good, especially if it's something harmful, like an addiction or something like that. But accept yourself, accept the light and the dark, the yin and the yang, the good and the bad. All of us have our, areas where we may fall short. And so this is also encouraging you you don't have to be perfect. And I kind of like that the card is kind of black and there's white and there's kind of a gray. And middle area sometimes is not a bad place to kind of be or kind of come from. It can be kind of a very temperate, balanced place. So that is something to think about as well. Now so that's kind of we have the light and the dark, the balance, the need for this, the need for that. I really like how those two kind of play off of each other. So this is kind of, to me, the basis of the relationship, that work is being done. And it's recognized by both of you that work needs to be done. And that is a good thing. So let's look at the two animal cards that will depict attributes of the two different people in the relationship. So for the deer, we have, the deer is an earth sign. And so we have someone that is loving, intuitive, graceful, like a mother type nurturing person, very compassionate. And so the earth may be a clue if one of you is an earth sign. And there may be one of you that's just more, huggy, caring, like, hey, did you eat? That type of a thing. Just kind of more of the Mother Earth kind of type of person. Very nurturing. And so if either you or your person is, has those type of attributes, that may help you to recognize that this reading is for you. And then for the dragonfly air signs, we really have a person who sees and speaks the truth, a person who's really basically joyful, loves the sense of wonder, and all things magical. This person probably will love unicorns, that type of thing, fairies, even as a male, they can be attracted to the more mystical parts of life, the more magical and mystical parts of life. They may, dabble in something that's maybe a little more mystical area in life. Maybe like something spiritual, like maybe a Reiki healer person, or maybe even a tarot reader, maybe someone that's into naturopathic cures and stuff like that. And it is an air sign, so that could also be a clue. Oh, I forgot here. I'm sorry. So Earth, it would be what is it? Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And for the dragonfly, for air signs, it would be Gemini. Boy, my brain is, I just worked all day, so sorry, my brain is kind of, Gemini, Libra, what are the air signs? Aquarius, which I think is really weird since you're the water bearer. But anyway, those are the three signs that the dragonfly would be. So I see these two playing off of each other very nicely. I think the deer person will be a more grounding, kind of home and hearth kind of person. And the dragonfly is the more artistic, person that's more thoughts. This person is probably maybe, even though earth signs are slow to move, I'd say this person is more actions in that the more cooking, the more nurturing, the more, those type of actions. And I see the dragonfly probably is more the idea person, and maybe the one that's more kind of up in their head and the talker in the relationship. So see if that kind of helps you to recognize the two people. Now, let's look at all the energies that we have from the cards. We'll talk, and I think they will show us maybe things that this couple needs to work on in order for the marriage to work. And it may help to also identify the people more, in the relationship. So we have inspiration, and I really like that it's up here by the dragonfly, because I see the dragonfly as like the spark of light and the like I said again, the more magical, mystical in their head. So I see the dragonfly person being very inspirational for the relationship. Like the deer may be more into actions and less into talking. And, their love language is, let me make you a sandwich, let me give you a back rub, those type of things. And the dragonfly is the one maybe that's more verbally expressive, maybe the one that does cards, or maybe does like a surprise party. So the dragonfly is the person that really supplies the more inspiration, I think, to the relationship, helps to inspire both parties to move a little bit out of more of the mundaneness. There's not mundanity, I don't think that's a word. Move out of the more day-to-day kind of 3D into the more, 5D. Let's work to raise our consciousness. Let's work to be better. Let's work to, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe express more of our higher selves, come more from a place of our higher selves, and have the relationship be more of our higher selves. And thinking that this will, really help the relationship to come from that place, and help the relationship just to really grow and be more mystical, more loving, more exciting, more inventive. And that's how the dragonfly sees it. And the dragonfly is constantly inspiring themselves on to learn more and do more and enjoy more. Yeah, I just really see the dragonfly as kind of the joyful person who kind of brings out the light and brings that to the relationship. Now we also have awareness. So we have the energy of awareness supports our capacity to focus our attention on all aspects of a multi-dimensional world so that we create a reality that we truly choose. Wow. And look, another 11 card. Woo! Okay, so what I love about this, the multi-dimensional world. So I've already talked quite a bit about 3D and 5D, and both of these people are recognizing that, they live in the 3D world. They have to pay rent. They probably have to go to work. They got to buy food. There's this, I always say, I'd love to do this or that, but I kind of have this rent food thing going on that I have to take care of. So they recognize that, yet they have an awareness that there is more, and that they can focus on all aspects of the multidimensional world so that they can create the reality that they truly choose, which is one of more spiritual awakenness. I like how I keep on making up words. But so there is an awareness of both parties and a desire to bring this relationship up to a more spiritual level. Okay, so we also have the end of a tough cycle approaches. And we have a Capricorn, so that may be a clue. And a Capricorn is an earth sign, so that might be and it doesn't matter if this is on this side or whatever, it's all smooshed together. I mean, I kind of see dragonfly and deer as separate, but, anything here can go together. But anyway, so the end of a tough cycle approaches. Okay, so, when I thought about doing the reading, who will I marry? I thought I'd most likely be talking to people who are in a relationship, or, and they want to get married, or maybe someone who's dating and has, maybe a couple of prospects, and they're wondering, well, I like both of these people. I'm wondering where these relationships are going to go. I wonder which one Spirit says, which one will this reading show that I'll end up with. And so if you are not in a relationship, pay attention to the different types of people so that you can recognize them. And then also pay attention to the work that needs to be done so that you can remember we're not going to hold hands and skip off into the sunset and everything's going to be hunky-dory. So you might want to pay attention to the the certain aspects and the dynamics of this relationship and the things that would need to be done for it to work. But for those of you that are in a relationship and you're wondering if this is the person that you're going to marry, I do see the end of a tough cycle approaches. And so, well, you know what? We can take this two ways. So if you're in the relationship, there may have been issues. Someone may have been struggling with their shadow side, either not willing to work on the areas that need to be worked on, or, as I was talking about, maybe not feeling good enough. Like, oh man, I've got this issue, I've got that issue, I don't have enough money, I don't think my job is good enough in order to enter into a serious relationship, whatever. But, this shadow shows me that someone is either not wanting to work on issues or thinks that their issues are too much, even though they are willing to work on it. And so I do see with the end of a tough cycle approaches that there is some common ground, that there is some agreement, hey, maybe the deer says to the dragonfly or the dragonfly says to the deer, hey, yeah, I love that you want to get a better job, that you want to be able to bring more to the table. Maybe, one makes more than the other or something. But you know what? What you're doing is fine. And if you love it, I would prefer that you continue to do that. And if you don't like it, it's fine until you can figure out what it is you want to do, or until you can go to that school and do, whatever it is that you do want to do. It's like there was some tough cycles, I feel, with the coming to the awareness that spiritual awakening needed to occur, or maybe one person was more interested in the 5D and the other person thought it was a bunch of hooey. But it's come to the point where it's like, yeah, no, you know what? I see where you're coming from and I see what you mean, and I'm willing to go on this journey with you. So whatever that tough cycle may have been, per spirit, you're getting the message that the end of a tough cycle is approaching. Does that mean that all the issues are over? No, but it's a tough cycle, it's ending, and you can look forward to maybe some more positive aspects and the chance for you to grow together in the relationship. And then we have more gets accomplished when everyone has a role to play, creating cooperation. So I love this. So maybe that was part of the tough cycle, was one person, again, I'll repeat myself, maybe one person was more interested in a more 5D spiritual, working towards that type of life, working on their issues, and maybe the other person was not. And the person said, look, I love you. You're awesome. I've really enjoyed getting to know you. I think you're like really a decent person. But here's why I need to do this, because I feel like I'm here for a greater purpose. I feel like I'm here for a greater cause. And I can't go on this journey myself. If we are going to get more serious and take this relationship to the next level, I'm going to need a person that is not only going to accept it, but a person that will, come along with me to the best of their ability. Does it mean that if this person meditates for an hour a day, that the deer has to meditate for it? No. But what it does mean is that the dragonfly just really wants to be respected and wants to feel like the deer is with them on this journey and on this voyage, and that they will participate a bit to their best of their ability, or to the best of, their desire. And so they're working on finding a common ground, and Spirit is saying more will get accomplished towards going to the next level, getting married, whatever it is that your goal is, when everyone has a role to play, when everyone has skin in the game. And so I think that's where that's coming from. Let me move this up. there's enough room here where you can still see them all. Let's go ahead and look at our tarot cards. So I did choose a tarot deck that has people that, figures that clearly depict humans, you know, not like some kind of abstract tarot or anything. So maybe we can get some clues as to what the people look like. Okay. So, okay. So we have some messages here. So we see a need for movement. We have the Chariot, and I think that is one of the dynamics of the relationship. I keep on pointing to the dragonfly. It could be the deer that's wanting to, you know, go on this spiritual journey, but for some reason I'm leaning towards the dragonfly because they're, to me, you know, more of a magical and mystical, you know, type of energy. But I believe that there has been a need for movement, and this card is indicating that it is time for the movement, and the movement is what needs to happen, the movement to work together on this, becoming aware and becoming a part of the, you know, the dragonfly really wants a partner. The dragonfly, it won't be content to, you know, have someone and they're out doing their thing and this person is just, you know, the other person is not like a part of it. The dragonfly really wants, you know, a ride or die partner. There does need to be a major decision made for kind of a new start, for a new beginning, in order to raise this relationship to the next level. We have the Page of Pentacles, which is like a message of solidness, security, stability. So that tells me that there is communication going on, or perhaps the deer will tell the dragonfly, hey, I'm in, here's my pentacle, this is my pledge to you that I'm in. And then we have the King of Cups, which to me is all about love. It's like the deer is saying to the dragonfly, I'm in. And the king is a large offer, and the cup is an offer of love and fidelity. And so these two people are committing to each other and saying, yes, let's go down this path together. I'm in. This is the deal. We're in agreement. And let's move forward. And so I think that's beautiful. And then I have a couple more tarot cards here. Let's take a look. So we have the Queen of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. Okay, so what this tells me is, you know, we had a card, the end of a tough cycle approaches. And so I see that someone was really up in their head and concerned and felt stuck and didn't know what to do. This person also wasn't really looking at the real picture. I feel like because we have the end of a tough cycle approaches, because we have the offer of, you know, stability and fidelity, and like I'm bought in, because we have the King of Cups, because we have the decision that was made. I'm feeling like the Eight of Swords, the person was able to, perhaps the deer was able to take off their blindfold and say, you know what, I'm in, I agree with you. In order for this relationship to go anywhere, we're really going to need to focus more. We're going to need to work on our issues, and we're going to need to focus on being more spiritually awakened for this to work. Also, to me, the Nine of Wands is, I always, whenever I see this card, this song plays in my head. Should I stay or should I go? And I totally butchered that. But the Nine of Wands is kind of like holding your ground, or, you know, should I? You know, do I need to stand my ground, or do I need to go? And I think that's possibly what was gone through with the tough cycle. But there was that decision to go ahead and make the move and come together as a team and cooperate and work together. and to work, do the shadow work, do the healing, do the self-acceptance. We also have the Ten of Pentacles, which is a wonderful portent. It said, Ten of Pentacles is not just money, it's abundance. It's like, it's abundance in money, a solid foundation. So this is Spirit's way of saying this relationship can make it. This relationship, can stand the forces. This relationship, as long as you do this work that needs to be done, and as long as you two agree to work together, this relationship can really make it. And we have the Queen of Swords, which the Queen of Swords to me is, I demand the truth. I must see. And so for this person that couldn't see, they were demanded to see, and they did see the truth of what was going on. They couldn't hide and, want to keep the relationship like down in a lower place. They saw what needed to be done, they admitted it, they accepted it, and they committed to this relationship because it meant so much to them. And then finally, we have reflection. Give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. Okay, so I hope that you recognized your person and or yourself, or perhaps your person could be a combination of both of these. But I do see that between the earth sign and the air sign, this could be a very good combination, and one of these might be the person you marry. So that's all I have, group number 1. Hi everyone, this is Cindy with Tana Tarot, and welcome to group 2 in the Who Will I Marry reading. So what we're going to do is we have some oracle cards pulled here. We're going to look at the cards in the middle, or the general energy of the relationship as it exists, or as it is progressing, or as it will be when you meet. I'm kind of thinking that if it's someone you're going to marry, you already know them, but if not, you can, use this information, to help identify the person, or the situation in the future. And you can say, oh, she did say this, or she did say that. And hopefully that can provide you some insight and or guidance. So let's go ahead and look at the middle and kind of look at the energy of the relationship. So when we look at the holistic health card, what we're looking at is the interconnectedness of every part of your body. Plus, it's like your mind, body, and soul. Like if your body is healthy, but you're going through traumatic stress, that will affect your body, in negative ways. Or if, you're doing, okay, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, but you're struck with some type of injury or illness, that will affect. So basically it's like everything is connected and everything depends on each other. And we're talking about holistic health here, but also, we could even go a little bit higher as to like we are all one in the universe. And so we're all connected in every way, and everything that we do affects the other. So let's look at it as perhaps something that one of the individuals in this relationship is experiencing, or we could kind of look at it as the relationship. So this shows the need, the holistic health card shows the need for some type of healing. Whether it is looking for ways to reduce stress, whether it is getting rid of some bad habits, maybe a poor diet, smoking, drinking, excessive, use of drugs or something like that. I have totally nothing against cannabis at all, but even, sometimes even people can kind of go far there. So I'd say excessive use of anything, food, alcohol, drugs, whatever, that could negatively affect your body. So what have we talked about? We've talked about stress. We've talked about, diet, drugs, alcohol. Also illness. That's something that you want to look at if you are experiencing a chronic illness. You may want to look into a more naturopathic or holistic way of getting healed. I'm not saying, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not saying don't go to the doctor. Please do go to the doctor. But in addition, you may want to consider other holistic methods, like you may want to go to a naturopath. You may want to go to a Chinese medicine doctor. You may want to go for Reiki. You may want to go for massage. Things like that. And as far as the stress goes, you may want to go for massages. You may want to try and start meditating. Maybe look on YouTube if you're not good at meditating and look for some guided meditations. So one or both of these people may need to do that individually. They may need to do that together, or the relationship may need some fundamental holistic work. Like both people may need to look at the relationship and see what the issues are fundamentally, holistically. Like, say one person spends too much money, or without letting the other person know, or one person goes with their friends and does not call when the other one has asked them to, because they honestly really do worry about them. And if they said they're going to be home at 8 and it's midnight, they're like, are they in a ditch dead? Come on, have some common courtesy and give a call and let this person know that, hey, someone else showed up and you want to, stay for a while. And that'd be fine if you just called. So anyway, there may be some fundamental holistic issues in this relationship that need to be worked on by both people. They may need to really sit down and honestly talk with each other and tear everything apart and tear it down so that they can build it back up. So that's a few different ways to look at it from an actual literal health perspective, but also from a relationship health perspective. So just think about that. If you are engaged in a relationship and holistic health is an issue, either physically or in the relationship, this is Spirit's way of telling you, you have to treat it as a whole. You can't take one thing and try and fix it and think everything's going to be better. You have to look at it as a whole and work on it together. And then we have the heart. This card represents the home, the center, knowing, gentleness, clarity. And I love to see this as the basis of the relationship. And I see like the red and the pink. And so I kind of love that, like the passion and the fire. This leads me to believe that there definitely is passion and fire in this relationship. Plus, the number is 31, which reduces to a 4. And 4 is all about a solid foundation, security, a strong, solid foundation. So I think that's beautiful. And so this, to me, shows that both parties are interested in the health of each other, the relationship. They're both committed to working on it and to building a firm foundation for the relationship. So let's see what else we have here that ties into this. First, I'm going to talk about the Firefly and the Scorpion. I use these cards to identify the attributes of the two people in the relationship. So you may see yourself in one and your partner in the other, or you may see that your partner is both. And, and so you may be like, whoa, I don't really see myself in here, but wow, do I really see Ted? and that's fine. This doesn't necessarily, this doesn't necessarily need to show both of you, but oftentimes it will, and you'll be able to identify with one and yourself, and then see your partner in another. And so I'll say maybe you and they, but please do feel free to flip it and apply it as it resonates with you. So for the Scorpion, we have passionate, wild, free, fierce, competitive. So here for the Scorpion, they have the Scorpion as a fire sign. And again, we have like the orangish red, and I see the red here, so that's kind of a, confirmation there. So this person is not only, these are attributes that you can look out for. So if your partner has this, or if someone you meet in the near future has these attributes, this can be a clue to you that this is the person that you will marry. It could also be a Scorpio, as I said in the intro, so that could be a clue right there as well. But it is a fire sign, so that would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So that could also be a clue. But so this person will be passionate. This person will be competitive. This person, when they walk into a room, you'll be able to tell by their demeanor. They're not a wallflower. They'll walk in and, hey, my name is such and such. How are you? And at a party, they could definitely be the life of the party. They're not going to be a wallflower. They're going to be out introducing themselves to people. They're going to be, I don't know if they'll be the one on the table with the lampshade, but they'll definitely be interacting with people and having fun and being social. If you see them in any type of a sports setting, whether watching sports or being in sports, they'll be extremely competitive. If you see them watching football, they'll be the ones yelling and screaming and standing up and yelling at the ref, and pissed off at the quarterback, or I don't know what I'm talking about, but he'll be not he, could be a she. This person will be the one who will be very engaged and very verbal. And also if they do play sports, they'll also be competitive. Or you could even find, if you're like, hey, do you want to play Uno or, some, Yahtzee or what, Monopoly? They could be the one that you're like, oh my God, they're buying up all the hotels, and they laugh when you have to pay the rent and go bankrupt, and they're like, ha, 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 ha. So that's another way that you might be able to identify this person. It could be you. And then the Firefly, the Firefly is a super creative person. It's an air sign, so it would be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, perhaps, and that could be a clue for you or a confirmation. But the Firefly is like so artistic. Fireflies are writers. They're musicians. They're the idea man. So I mean, they'll either be in the arts, like a writer, a musician, a sculptor. What else? Who else is in the arts? I'll probably think of some as soon as I change the subject, but you know what I mean. Someone very creative in the arts. Or if they're not in the arts and say they're in business, they'll be the idea guy. They could even be the salesperson, but I really see them more like if they were at an ad agency, they'd be the one who creates the concepts, that kind of thing, or even any kind of business. They'll be more of the big picture person. They definitely won't be the money person. Well, they could be, not that they wouldn't be good at it, but I think they would really prefer more to be like the idea guy, the starter, the one who starts things, and not even necessarily the one who finishes it. Maybe the one who goes and creates the relationship and gets the ball rolling, and then the account manager would handle it after that, and then the accounting team would, go back and forth. So this is the idea guy, the spark, okay? And that's how you'll be able to recognize him or her. And so, again, creativity, that will be the way that you'll be able to recognize them. And idea person, They'll be the person that will be, hey, I was just thinking, what if we did this, or what if we did that? Or have you ever thought about, blah, blah, blah. They'll be the ones that are constantly, it's an air sign, so they're like totally in their head a lot, and they're coming up with ideas. So again, they're the idea person. Okay, let's look at the other cards. I could go on for days. So we have Spirit Guide, and the vibe that I just got chills, and the vibe that I'm getting from the Spirit Guide is that you two are meant to be. You are definitely meant to meet each other. You are definitely meant to have some type of a relationship. The purpose of this reading, is for who will you marry? And so this is like, who will you end up with? Who will you have a long-term relationship with? Who will you commit to, and who will commit to you? And so it's a serious reading. This isn't like, hey, who might you meet next month or something. This reading is about marriage, and to see, or, real commitment, whatever that is for you. And to see Spirit Guide here just warms my heart. It's like, to me, this union has the blessing of your spirit guides. And your spirit guides are watching out for you. These spirit guides most likely will send this person to you. Like if you are invited to something, especially in this days of pandemic where hardly anyone's getting invited to anything except for everyone I see on Facebook, except for me. But if you do get invited to something, go. And that's where you will meet this person. If you do get, contacted by someone, maybe through an unusual means, maybe like through Facebook or something, don't automatically be like, ooh, stalker. Like, at least talk to the person and sound them out, because your spirit guides are sending them to you. If you're very social, it'll be easy for you. If you're not social, if you're like me, it may be the FedEx guy. So keep an eye out and don't have a closed mind. Okay? But anyway, so this spirit guide, these spirit guides are sending this person to you and trying to lead you to this person and want you to have a chance with this person. And they're watching out for you, and they love you, and they have your best interests at heart. So if you do recognize any of these dynamics, just know that this has the blessing of your spirit guides. Let's go ahead also and look at the third chakra card. The energy, sorry you guys, keep on bumping the thing. I got to get a better camera set up. The energy of the solar plexus chakra helps us to realize who we are and who we want to be, so we can set a course towards our goals. Okay, so the feeling that I'm getting from this card is that there is work. I've gone into the attributes and that this is meant to be, but I'm definitely feeling, I'm going back to the holistic health. We have the firm foundation here. We have the two people that seem like they'd be like a great fit for each other. One idea guy and one passionate, love guy. I could just see these two really playing off of each other. But I do see the need to, going back to the holistic health, maybe like the emotional, spiritual, the mental side of it. We really do need to know who we are and what we want and take this situation seriously. Okay, so let's say, for example, one of you just works like 24/7. So we have the health card. We also have this card here. Let me digress for a moment. I will feel better once I get the rest I need. So it's dispelling sadness. So, and we also have don't let pride get in your way. And we have Leo, which is a fire sign as well. So there's some confirmation there. So this shows me that in this relationship, there perhaps have been some issues, as all relationships have and should have. If there's no issues, I would be very leery. So we could have maybe the Scorpion, the fiery person, is very prideful, and it hurts the Firefly's feelings sometimes. Maybe the Firefly's like, hey, you know, all you do is care about what people think of you or how you look, or, you know, that type of thing. And I don't feel like you really appreciate, you know, me or what I, you know, bring to the table. I feel like when we go somewhere, you pay attention to all the other people, but you don't pay attention to me. You know, maybe stuff like that. Also, the holistic health, let's talk about, you know, the 3D. Perhaps the Firefly. Now, Fireflies have a tendency to be so on and so in their head and so going that they can burn themselves out. So perhaps this person is like, and the Scorpion's like, Jesus, you know, can you calm down? Can you bring it down, you know, 12 notches? Can you mellow out, because, you know, you're always on? And perhaps that makes the Firefly, you know, sad, and it burns and plus, maybe the Firefly does need to learn how to chill a little bit. Because it is affecting their health. It is causing stress. I mean, when you're the idea guy and constantly up in your head and coming up with new things and new things and new things and new things, it can be very stressful to the system. This person will need to learn how to rest and rejuvenate. And I did talk about meditation, massage, you know, taking care of things like that. So perhaps with the Firefly, they do need to get some rest. They do need to learn to turn it off and to chill before they burn out, or before they really, you know, get on someone's nerves and piss them off. So with this card, there's really a need to figure out who we are and who we want to be. And it doesn't say so that I can set a course towards my goals. It says so we can set a course towards our goals. And so I think there is some work to do here. To like, who am I? Am I, you know, vain? Am I prideful? Are there things I need to work on in order to get along better with the Firefly? And the Firefly's like, oh, I thought I was delightful. Am I annoying? Am I always on? Do I talk too much? Am I, you know, am I like too hyper? Do I stress people out? Do I need to learn to meditate maybe, or find some method of, you know, calming down and chilling out and taking care of myself better? So I do see a need here for them to determine, you know, who do they want to be in this relationship? Are they willing to work with each other and to respect, hey, the Firefly telling the Scorpion, pay attention to me, quit being so on, call me when you're out, you know, be more respectful. And the Scorpion telling the Firefly, hey, can you just be quiet for a minute and calm down and, you know, think and, you know, take care of yourself. You know, geez, you've drank, you know, 14 cups of coffee today and you're wired, and I'm really concerned about your health. But having talked about all of this and any issues that this couple might have, we come back to the heart. At the center of this relationship, the home, the center, the gentleness, the caring, this couple is committed to building a firm, solid foundation. And this couple does have the blessing and the intervention of the either one or both of their spirit guides. So if you recognize yourself in here, if you are the Scorpion or the Firefly, this reading could be for you. And it might help with some of the, you know, challenges or issues that you're having in the relationship, helping you to see, you know, what might be occurring or what you can do to, you know, waylay some of those issues and, you know, work on them. So let's pull some tarot to get some more energy around the relationship or around the individual people. So we have the Star. We have the Nine of Wands. We have the Four of Pentacles. And we have the King of Wands. So this is kind of crazy here. So with the challenges that the Firefly and the Scorpion have faced, and with the work that they need to do, I do see the Nine of Wands is kind of like standing your ground, like the question. And I had this in group number 1 too, and I sang my silly little song that I do off key. But to me, the Nine of Wands is, should I stay or should I go? And I think that question was asked. And I think that might have been some of the difficulties that this couple faced. And with the heart and, with everything that is showing, it's my belief that a decision was made to stay. We have the 4, another 4, so 4 and 4. We have the Four of Pentacles, which is the desire to, hang on to what you have. The desire to have the firm foundation. This is not a fly-by-night thing. This is either one or both of you, but I think it's both of you, has this decision to be in this relationship for the long run. Then we have the King of Rods, which is the King of Wands, and the Scorpion is a fire sign. So what this tells me is that the King of Wands is showing up. So whoever this person is, this fire sign or Scorpio, they are here. They are invested. They are showing up. It's not a page, it's not the knight, it's the page, it's the king. And he's like, I'm here, I'm showing up as the king, and I'm in this relationship, and I'm committed. I've decided that I will stay. See, and it's a kind of a progression, although it's not the 10. It's like a progression of the wands of should I stay or should I go? And this is like, I'm staying, I'm here. And we also have the Star. So the Star is a wish come true, a dream come true. And that is what this relationship can be for both of you. If there, you just do this little bit of respect work, you worry about your individual health physically, 3D, you worry about your health together and of the relationship, and you worry, about, not worry, but you work on the, the more spiritual aspects of the relationship. You just, you look at everything holistically, and you say, we're here, we're going to work on things holistically, we're going to build a firm foundation, and we're both in. A little bit more tarot. Ooh, beautiful. We also have the King of Pentacles. Oh, Jesus. And the King of Cups. I just got chills. We have the Page of Wands and the Seven of Cups. So let me go ahead and talk about all these kings. To me, this is like Emperor energy. If this showed up in any other reading, I'd say, oh, there's more than one person. But no, that's not what the deal is here. Both people are showing up. We're showing up with all the energy of stability, firm foundation, loyalty, fidelity. We're showing up with the strength, the intuitiveness, the fire. We're showing up with the passion, the King of Wands. We're showing up with the love. We're showing up with a full cup of love. I am the King of Love, and I am here. It's almost like we're one short of, the King of Swords. We're just one short of the Emperor. So this is very strong, powerful energy that tells me that both people in this relationship are or will be totally committed to the health of this relationship. Then we have the Page of Wands. Now, the page is a messenger, and so This indicates a message of passion. And, you know, it's like, I think it's cute. I'm kind of seeing this as the Scorpion saying, okay, okay. If you want me to communicate more, I will. I'll call you when I'm out. I'll let you know what's going on. He's showing up as the king, but he's also saying, I'll be more communicative. I'll message you when you want me to. And then we have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is many choices. And I don't see that as different choices for partners in this relationship. I see this as just both of you having such a bountiful love and a bountiful relationship that you're just going to have, you know, both of your dreams are coming true. You're both totally in it for the long run, and your future is just, I can't think of the word, but, you know, just a cornucopia of opportunity. I mean, there's just so many places where it can go. And then for the final word, we have, deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. So whether you are the Firefly or the Scorpion, you already know. You just wanted to come here and maybe get confirmation or hear me say it. But do what feels right to you. And I think your spirit guides already know. So anyway, I think it's beautiful. This is all I have for you today, group number 2. Thank you so much for joining me and spending time with me. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Hi, group number 3. This is Cindy with Tana Tarot. And this is group number 3 in the Who Will I Marry reading. And so let's go ahead and get started. I've pulled some oracle cards and laid them out for times to save time. So we just already have them pulled out here. Now what we're going to do is these 2 center cards are really going to be like the energy of the relationship. It can talk about the individuals in it, but I'm finding mostly that these 2 cards kind of really do help describe the relationships. Then I'm using the animal cards to get the attributes of both of the parties in the relationship. So you may recognize yourself in one and your partner in another, if you are in a relationship. If not, remember this or come back to it. And you may say, oh yeah, she was talking about that, and this guy or this gal is like that. Or I'm finding your person could have both of these attributes, and maybe you don't really see yourself in here, but you see yourself and you see your partner and your relationship in here, and that's how you identify it. So whatever works for you, whatever resonates. Don't try and force anything, but whatever resonates for you, however it works, it is very fluid. So let's go ahead and start and talk about the dynamics of the relationship. So first of all, we have for the chakra card, we have nurturing. And this is about creating, a healing energy or nurturing in your relationship. To me, this is about 2 people who care very much about each other and the health of the relationship. This relationship won't be. Hold on one sec. I'm sorry. Sorry, my dog's going a little crazy there. Wanting a treat from my family member. So anyway, this relationship is all about nurturing, and it will be about nurturing from both sides. To both people, the health and the nurturing and the growth and the love in this relationship will be the most important thing. We also, for this card, we have the nectar, and this card is about, I love it. It's the magic elixir So the nectar is the magic elixir, healing power, which I love because it really just ties in with the nurturing. Sweet, potent, heavenly essence that lubricates our spirit back to life. So like ambrosia, like the drink of the gods. So this is the foundation of the relationship. So I just from these two, I just see this as being beautiful. Both people are totally into nurturing each other and the relationship, and they recognize the magic and the beauty, and both of them are they call it the elixir or the nectar, but I'll call it the glue. Both of them are the glue that helps to bring this relationship together and keep this relationship together. Oh, I think it's beautiful. These two cards together are just powerful. That's amazing. So let's talk about the people. So first we'll go with the butterfly. Now the butterfly is an air sign, so that would be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So that could be a clue. This person may love butterflies. If you see them with butterfly jewelry, or butterfly in their Crocs, or if you see butterflies when you're around them, that could be a clue. Or if you see a butterfly right before you meet them, that could be a clue. I'm thinking that you two already know each other, but you might not, but I'm getting the vibes that you do. So the butterfly, this person is cheerful, graceful, kind, and patient. So just really a, sunny, nice person to be around. I'm feeling, however, that this person may have experienced some trauma, because I'm seeing a couple of cards here, but I'm getting the vibe it's the butterfly, but it might not be. And one reason I'm thinking that is because butterflies represent great change and transformation. And so I'm feeling that this butterfly's gone through this. Now, you can go through a transformation from good to good, but I'm just getting this feeling that this butterfly person has come from a not so great situation, a harmful or situation where they experienced trauma, but that they have evolved and transformed into this beautiful, caring butterfly person. And I think that what they have gone through is what makes them who they are. And I think that's beautiful. It's sad that people have to go through traumas. It sucks. I wish that we didn't have to. And I'm not saying that you have to in order to be an awesome person, but one thing I really do admire is a person who has gone through horrible times and trauma and issues and hurt and pain, and manages to come out on the other side an even more beautiful and awesome and loving and caring person. And that is transformational, and that is beautiful. And so that's just a vibe I get. We haven't even gone to those cards yet, but that's who the butterfly is. The lizard. Okay, so the lizard is a fire sign. So that would be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. The lizard is also artistic, spiritual, sensitive. When I say spiritual, I think really spiritual. Like you'll find the lizard, if it's a gal, she'll kind of look maybe kind of like a hippie-ish or maybe witchy, have those kind of, what's the alternative kind of look. And if it's a guy, you'll see the beads. He'll wear those bead bracelets, no matter what life he's in. Even if he works in an office, he'll have those, spiritual prayer beads or whatever they call those, on the bracelet that they wear. And the lizard is very in tune with their spiritual side in as much as they can experience telepathic communication. They're super sensitive. They're dreamy. You may kind of see them space out or have a sweet smile on their face, and you're like, they're the ones that you would say, hey, you look like you were a million miles away. Where were you? And they're just like, oh, I was just thinking about maybe what we could do this weekend, and we could, get a little rowboat and go do this, or we could go have a picnic there or something. And so just a very in touch with themselves, with with the world, with you. Just a very in touch person. This person also could be slightly or a lot, but I see this person being like psychic, even if they don't know they are. Sometimes they know things, they hear things, they see things, maybe like deja vu. Or maybe you'll walk in and you'll go, you would not believe what happened today. And they'll say, oh, did blah, blah, blah. And you'll be like, your jaw will drop and you'll be like, how did you know that? And they just get it. They just know stuff. And another way to recognize this person, they can totally be, they're a fire sign. They can totally be, the life of the party. They're very interesting. They're very, they can be fiery and aggressive and, interesting and exciting to be around. But big crowds will definitely drain them after a certain amount of time. And, you may be like, hey, do you want to go to this or do you want to go to that? They'll enjoy smaller venues than large concerts, or they may be like me. To me, Disneyland is, no offense, but Disneyland is hell on earth for me. All the walking and the people and the lines, and it's just not fun. So sorry. I have friends and family members who have season passes and go multiple times a year, and I just don't get it. Nothing wrong with the place. I think it's a really cool place. And I would love to take family members there for the first time and have them see it. But this is the kind of person who don't invite them to large venues often, because there's just, limited amount of stimulation and large groups and stuff that they can take. So that'll be one way that you'll be able to recognize this person as well. Now let's go ahead. Let's look at some of the other cards. So we have duality. The frequency of duality supports our ability to gracefully flow with the everlasting movement among all opposites. So, what all that means, the message that I'm getting for this card is the light and the dark, the yin and the yang. Like I'm kind of seeing a little bit of, I see things in common between the lizard and the butterfly, but I also see differences that make a beautiful duality where the lizard and the butterfly can totally play off of each other. Like I see the butterfly more as what you see is what you get, very kind of cheerful, glass is half full kind of a person. And I see the lizard kind of as more artsy, more up in their head kind of a person. And it's funny that I would say that because this is air and this is fire, but I just kind of see some different attributes there of these people, these two people. But I really do see them, the whole yin and yang, and them really being able to play off of each other and work off of each other and grow off of each other in a really positive, awesome way. So we've looked at the basis of the relationship. We've looked at the attributes of two of the people, or you may find that your person has both of these. Now, I do see some things here. So this card, I find strength in surviving my traumas. This is one that, it did catch my eye while I was here. And when we talked about the butterfly going through the transformation, This is the card that made me think that the butterfly has possibly gone through some bad times, some hard times, maybe some either childhood traumas or traumas in other relationships where they had issues. Now, I'll tell you, I see the butterfly as someone that it was really hard, even though what attributes, cheerful, graceful, patient, kind. The butterfly had to work like hell to come up with that and find it. It was only through the foundation of this relationship, or it will only be through this solid relationship. I mean, they did it, they've done a lot of work on their own, but to be in a relationship, this is just the most perfect scenario for them to continue on their path of growth. But the butterfly will be a person who is afraid to open up at first. This person the butterfly's gone through a lot, and they can be afraid, and they can, shut down. They can, like my MO used to be, I'll see if it still is, my next relationship, but I've done a lot of work, and my MO used to be, I'd leave because I'd better leave before they left me, because I had abandonment things because of like my dad leaving, abandoning us basically when I was like 2 or 3 and never, doing anything. And so I always had these abandonment issues, and one way that a person with abandonment issues reacts is to leave first so that they can't be left and they can't be hurt. And I kind of see the butterfly as perhaps having similar challenges or issues or MO or, way of doing things. And so the butterfly says, I find strength in surviving my traumas. And the butterfly does. The butterfly has come through a great transformation through nurturing themselves and through the inner work that they're doing and through just caring. I mean, there's a lot of people that go through traumas and turn out just horribly because they just don't know how to get better. They don't know how to change. They don't know how to stop being angry. They don't know how to stop being a victim. But this butterfly person has figured that out with a little bit of help from their friends, but they've figured it out, and they've managed to come out on the other side. Are they done? No. They have so much more growth and healing to do. It's a journey. But they really have made great headway in that they've come out as the butterfly. So we do have a couple of other cards here that lead me to believe that if this relationship is, in flight already, if it's already happening, and you two, know each other and are in a relationship together, I see where there may have been a time where, and I'll blame it on the butterfly, but I see maybe the butterfly getting upset or scared and maybe leaving or breaking up frequently or asking to take breaks frequently due to that's their MO and that's what they do in order to protect themselves. I see we have the reconciliation card. So if you are in a relationship with this person and you are separated, I do see a chance for reconciliation. I do see such a strong foundation here. I see that, a reconciliation in this instance might not be a bad thing. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not telling you to reconcile. But if this is your scenario, I see it possibly happening. And what I was going to say, I lost my train of thought there. If you are not in this relationship yet, but you do meet this person, you may see some of this kind of back and forth. And whether you're the butterfly or the lizard, if you're the butterfly, maybe when you pull back or you feel like pulling back or you're like, oh, I can't do this anymore, maybe remember this reading and go, you know what? I'm doing this because I'm afraid of abandonment, and I need to work on this. And I feel safe working on this with the lizard. Or if you're the lizard and you do get into a relationship like this, you can say, you know what, I understand. I'm not going to be hurt. I'm not going to feel abandoned when the butterfly leaves, because the butterfly's leaving because they're afraid. They're afraid I'll leave them. I need to nurture them and make them feel more safe. I need to come from the heart and show the butterfly that they truly are loved, and that, I will show them love. I will nurture them. Okay? And so I do see a reconciliation either way. And then we also have a new start is coming. So I'm not going to keep on saying it, whether the relationship's happening or whether you meet and it does. But I do see a reconciliation and a new start. Because both of you realize, that it's worth it. You really do realize that it's worth it. This reading is taking much less time because it's just so cut and dry. The beauty, the duality, the nurturing of the two, the caring, the loving, the duality, the yin and the yang, the playing off and working off and building off and growing off of each other, just the strong foundation and commitment. That's what the nectar is. It's the commitment. You both said that you're going to be the glue that holds this relationship together, both of you. And then trauma, reconciliation, and a new start. I just see all good signs. And, I know us tarot readers do it a lot, but I see the trauma as in the past, not in this relationship. I know we always like to put the bad in the past, but in this instance, I really do see it. And honestly, if I do see the bad in the present or in the future, I'll tell you, I've done readings where I've said, hey, I see, these two cards lead me to believe that this person does not have your best interests at heart. And I'll say it. I'll tell the truth, whether it pisses someone off or, whatever. But I certainly don't see that here. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot for more energies, advice, maybe even attributes. Let's see what we've got. So we've got the Page of Rods. We've got the Two of Swords. Oh, we've got the Two of Rods. And we've got the World. So the messages that I'm getting from these cards are someone was not sure. Someone was indecisive. Someone was up in their head. Someone was worried. Someone couldn't see. They either were so up in their head and in worry that they couldn't see what was going on, or they didn't want to see it, or they just couldn't because they were too much in their head or too much in their emotions. So someone needed to make a decision. And I'm going to put that card over here because, as I said, I believe the butterfly has the MO of leaving and coming back, leaving and coming back, because they want to be the one that does the abandoning instead of being abandoned. And so I see I see the butterflies having done this, feeling like, what should I do? I don't know what to do. Should I, I love him or her. I feel okay about it, but every time something goes wrong, I just feel this need to withdraw. What should I do? And then I see as the Two of Rods, this person making the decision. This person had two choices. Either stick with it and work it out, or go. And this person made the choice to stay. With the, showing, we have the red rose for love. Wands are, for passion and for, just made a loving, strong, passionate decision to stay in this relationship, a committed decision. We also have the Page of Rods, which is a message. So this is a message of commitment. So it's interesting. Need to make a decision. Made the decision. Communicated the decision. Here I am. And we also have the world. The world is the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a whole new cycle. And that's what we show here. A reconciliation and a new start beginning. So this shows more of the decisions and the attribute of the butterfly, and this shows, you know, things that are going to happen in the relationship. And a few more tarot for confirmation. We have the Hermit. We have the Six of Pentacles. I love it. We have the Five of Swords. And we have the Ten of Cups. This is beautiful. Just got chills. Okay. So the Hermit was the butterfly really doing their work, really going within, searching for their truth, searching for the truth of the relationship, searching for their truth. So this shows that the butterfly really did their work. I don't want to cover up the butterfly. The Five of Swords also, it can show hostilities, but it can also show triumph. So in this instance, you know, swords, it's on a battleground, you know, often I'll say, oh, there's hostilities or there's chaos. But in this instance, I see the man, he's gotten all of the swords. He's raising his sword in victory. And this shows me the fight that you went through with the traumas. You did the introspection and you fought. And you came out as the butterfly and you are victorious. Again, is your journey done? No. Do you have more learning and healing to do? Yes. That's why you're in this relationship. That's why you've been sent this beautiful, nurturing, loving relationship. But this shows you doing the work and coming out victorious. Then we have the Six of Pentacles, which is a fair and even give and take, a balanced. And what this tells me is you trust the lizard, butterfly. You either trust or will grow to trust the lizard because you feel this love. You know it will be reciprocal. You know that you guys are in it for the long haul. You know that you guys are two peas in a pod. You just, if you don't know, you will know. This is balanced. This is even. This is love. And you may not have known what that was due to the traumas that you went through. And if you still don't, you'll learn it in this relationship. Because this relationship will be balanced. It will be true. It will be honest. It will be loving. It will be healing. And then finally, the last card, we have the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is, you know, just the culmination of, you know, I see you guys being married. I see you guys having a family. The Ten of Cups is the ultimate true 10 cups full of love. The house, the kids. Is that a cat? It's usually a dog. The cat or the dog. The white picket fence doesn't show it here. But, and look, it's got the bee on it. It's just, the Ten of Cups is like the ultimate happy ending. And I see that for you guys. So, you know what? This reading is a bit shorter than the other two, but that's just because it was just pure freaking love and overcoming obstacles. And I don't even really see you two having obstacles, because I see if you do the MO of leaving, the lizard gets it and loves you even more for it and nurtures you back into a loving space. I just think it's just beautiful. So you didn't get ripped off because you have the best reading of the three. So there you go. So anyway, group number 3, this is beautiful, and this is who you marry. Lizard, you will marry the butterfly. Butterfly, you will marry the lizard, and you guys will be happy. This is just awesome. So anyway, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Group number 3, I've really enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed spending this time with you. And if you like this, please, if you like the reading and it resonated, please do like and subscribe. That would mean the world to me. I'd really appreciate it. And thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.